Mother Nature's guide. Ooh, come save your child. Come save your child. For my sake, come sisters. Come and take back your child. This crazy world is breaking and burning. It needs your strength right away. But there's nothing you will never hurt. Mother Nature's lies. So this is how we welcome you to Focal Online TV. And officially welcoming you to the Women Talk here this afternoon, wherever you are watching us from. Good afternoon, good evening to you. If you are watching from the diaspora, I'm saying good morning, good evening, good afternoon. A special one to all of my fellow females out there. If you are a woman, you are a girl, if you're a teenager, just know that I heard you this day in studio, and I'm saying I love you. Keep on doing what you are doing. Remember that whatever you are doing is up to you to become more successful, and while you putting in more energy, right? So I'll be right back with you shortly, but let me just introduce this talk show today. Today we're going to be talking about self-esteem, specifically to all of the females, the women. We're talking about self-esteem as it relates to us. So my conversation on the Focal Women Talk, or the Women Talk here on Focal TV, is basically restricted, is in a way where I talk directly concerning the things that females are faced with. So my direction is in the line of females here on the Women Talk on Focal TV. So stay with me. Remember, Focal TV is located within a Tobo Village community along the Japanese Highway. And I'll be right back shortly with the conversation. So do not go away. Stay with me, please. Remember to always wear a seatbelt if you are traveling a vehicle and you are watching us live. Please carry your windshield up. Do not, put the windshield way down. You are playing with your phone. You know what all younger boys can do, right? Yeah, it's such a nice Wednesday. Today is ladies' night. I hope you will go somewhere else to chill tonight. Do not leave yourself behind. Even you get fat cheering, things here, please enjoy yourself, right? While you have the chance. I'm talking to the females here, right? Enjoy yourself. So we kind of delayed today because we were faced with some small traffic while getting back to the studio. We went on some errands. But I'm here today. I'm here for you. I'm here just for you. I'm here for us to talk about issues that we are confronting, especially as it relates to self-esteem. Invite someone to share our live stream. If you are watching us, we are broadcasting live from the Topo Village community. Please share our live stream. Remember, this is the Focal Women Talk, where we talk about issues that are relating to females. When we talk about issues that are relating to females, these issues are very important. They are essential to our growth. So I want you to always subscribe. I want you to always follow us. Continue to follow us here on all of our talk show. We have the daily edition from Monday to Friday. We have the Sports Insight here on Saturday. We also have the Talk About District 13 is on Thursday. Come and save your child. We have the focal point here every Monday. So please continue to subscribe. Let's move Focal to another level. Remember, Focal TV bring innovation to broadcasting. So thank you for following up. This song was sung at an award by Miata family. It says, Oba, this is our time. Woman, this is our time. Oba is woman. Woman, this is our time. Woman, this is our time. So thank you for watching
Thank you for sharing this live stream. Please share, invite someone, share the link with someone. We are discussing crucial issues that has to do with females, that has to do with women in general. So I need your support on this. I need to hear what you have to say as it relates to self-esteem. I need to know your points, right? Stay with me, please. Do not go. This is important. This is an important information. Stay with me, please. While we talk, the women talk. Only a woman can talk woman thing. Man can talk woman thing. He will not know how to put it. Only a woman can understand it. Eh? Join us if you are a girl, you are a boy. Please try to share our live stream. Invite someone. If you are watching me now in studio and you have your girlfriend or you have your sister, please share the link with her that she will join me and we'll watch together, and that we will be able to share our thoughts on trending issues relating to our life as women. Remember, it's Wednesday and it's 26 minutes after 1. If you are driving going home, we encourage you to wear your seatbelts. Wear your seatbelts. Wind up your windshield so that your phone cannot be stolen. Okay. Oh, bad, this is our time. Woman, this is our time. This is our time. This is our time. This is our time. Okay, welcome back again. On this wet Wednesday. I don't know if your geographical location, you are faced with a huge pool of rain, but if you are not, that's good for you. But for us here along the Japanese highway, we are being faced with this difficulties in terms of the weather, where you can't be able to get somewhere because of the rain. But howbeit, we are grateful to God that we have two seasons within our country. That is the rainy season and the dry season. It's something that we should be grateful for. So today we're going to be talking about self-esteem. We're going to be talking about self esteem. Don't forget, today is Wednesday, July 19, 2023, and this is officially the Women Talk here on Foca TV. For this show, I am your host, Gregphina and I'm going to be diving you through some interesting conversations. So I'll also need your inputs later on during this our broadcast. We will outline our numbers on the screen where you can call and give your input, or you can make use of our comment sections. I'm seeing Kelly Nontopa, he's saying I'm following from the Popo bus stop. Wow, he's following from the Popo bus stop. So let's continue to share our live stream, and then let's talk about issues that we are faced with. So today I'm going to be talking about self-esteem with you. We are going to be talking about it. We're going to be concluding it. It's kind of long, so we'll touch some major points, and then we'll have another day again to finally conclude on self-esteem. The first thing I want you to know about self-esteem is that self-esteem is how you value, perceive yourself. Self esteem is how you value and perceive yourself. In other words, we could say is how we value and perceive ourselves, how we value and see ourselves. So it is based on our opinions and belief in ourselves. Our self esteem is based on our opinions and belief in ourselves. So when we talk about self esteem is something that we all need to build. So if you are a person and you don't have self-esteem, it's bad. Let me not say it's kind of, let me not polish it that way. If you are a person and you don't have self-esteem, or your self-esteem is kind of low, it's bad for you. It's always good to have a healthy self-esteem. Another thing you have to understand is not good for your self-esteem to be too high. With your self-esteem being on a maximum level, it's kind of wrong. It's kind of not good, in a sense that you will not be able to progress as the way you should progress if you having a healthy self-esteem. So in short, a healthy self-esteem is a balanced self-esteem, meaning it's not high, it's not low, but your self-esteem is balanced in a way that you can progress smoothly. So The first thing I want you to know is having healthy self esteem can influence your motivation, can help you with your mental health well being, and overall your quality of life. It helps you. It help influence your motivation. It help change your motivation. So if you are having a healthy self esteem, you'll be able to say to yourself, I'm gonna meet the president, I'm gonna talk to him. But if you're not having a healthy self-esteem, if you have a low self-esteem, you'll be like, sure, I'm more putting I think I'm gonna go talk to the president. Aren't you well? You look down on yourself, right? So in order to have a healthy self-esteem, you should know the following, so we get there. So another thing I want you to know, that it is always better, it is always good to understand your unique level of self-esteem. It can help you strike and balance. It can help you strike and balance whether you are doing something right or you are doing something wrong. So it's always good to have a unique level of self-esteem. So when I talk about a unique level of self-esteem, I'm simply trying to tell you that your self-esteem, your unique level of self-esteem should be balanced. Meaning your self-esteem is not high, your self-esteem is not low. So this help you strike a balance that is just right for you. So when you do these things, right, when you have a self-esteem that is balanced, it help you strike, it help you make decision that is right for you. So remember that self esteem is how we value and perceive ourselves. Self esteem is how we value and perceive ourselves. How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself like someone who is nothing? Or do you see yourself like someone who is too high? Your standard is too high. How do you see yourself? So the question here is, how do you see yourself? I'm asking this question for a fact that if you know how you see yourself, you are able to balance your self esteem. So, take for example, if you see yourself to be somebody, to be nobody, if you see yourself to be a nobody, how will you be able to balance your self esteem? Because for one fact, your self esteem is low. So, if you have a low self esteem, you will not be able to strike a balance. In striking a balance, remember, whenever you strike a balance in a unique way, you are able to have a healthy self-esteem. A healthy self-esteem is a self-esteem that is not high, that is not low. Mind you, if you see yourself as someone who is just above, nobody in you is at the same level. You too big for people. Your way of thinking, you just too extra. That's how you see yourself. That's the confidence you have within yourself. Then you have a very high self-esteem. And if you are having a high self-esteem too, it's now well for you. So your self-esteem should be a healthy one that is balanced. So this is why we're gonna be diving. And remember, self-esteem is how we value and perceive ourselves. So the question is, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself like a nobody, or do you see yourself like a somebody, or do you see yourself above? You just everything. How do you see yourself? So with this being said, we will now move over to the key elements of self-esteem. So there are certain key elements of self-esteem. If you want to have a good self-esteem, there are certain things you have to know. There are certain things you have to start working on in order to have a good self-esteem. So I'm notifying my viewers before I dive into that conversation. Kelly Nonsokwa is still watching. Eric Palop Collins is watching. And of course, Focal Online TV is being my backup here. Skinny Norman Jew, she's watching. Thank you, Skinny Norman Jew. I appreciate you a whole lot. Thanks for watching. If you have your question, you can put it in. Please share our live screen. Invite someone. Let's talk about our issues concerning women. And then I'm seeing Ambassador Mohammed Vani Kane. He's asking, we're playing a core pro buster, my man, you getting good now. Okay, so he's replying to Kelly Nontokwa. Okay, you guys can be doing your thing in the comment section, but I'm still gonna be talking about self-esteem. So I'm encouraging you, if you are watching live, just send us your location. Hi, I'm watching from so and so place. You can just say something and I will really appreciate it. Our viewers are really claiming. Thank you for watching us. I appreciate you a whole lot. So remember I said earlier that self-esteem is how we perceive or how we see ourselves, how we value and perceive ourselves. So I asked a question: how do you see yourself? Because based on the way you see yourself, this is how you are able to know whether your self-esteem is low or your self-esteem is high. And then I want you to understand that there are key elements of self-esteem, and these key elements are very essential to our growth. It's very essential when it comes to self-esteem, because if you don't have these key elements, there will be no way you can be able to build up a healthy self-esteem. So remember, I told you we have types of self-esteem. We have the high self-esteem, and with self-esteem we have the low self-esteem. So in order to have a balanced self-esteem, you have to understand who you are in order to have a balanced self-esteem. So the key elements of self-esteem include self-confidence. Self-confidence is another conversation for another day. But self-confidence is a feeling of trust in one's ability, qualities, or judgment. Self-esteem is that control you have. It's that control you have, knowing that you are able to do something, knowing that you have the ability, you have the quality, and that judgment. So you have that trust within yourself. So there's no way you can have self-esteem if you don't have self-confidence. Absolutely, there's no way. There's no way you can have you say I get self-esteem here, I get self-esteem, but you don't have self-confidence. You have to have self-confidence. Self-confidence is one of the important elements of self-esteem. So you see that within self-esteem, you have self-confidence. So you have to have confidence within yourself. You have to have that trust. You have to have that ability that you can do it in order to have a good self-esteem. You also another thing you need to know is you have to have that feeling of security or feeling of safety or feeling of confidence. This is actually relating to self-confidence or feeling of security, wherein if I do this, I know so and so will happen. I feel safe to do this. I feel safe to do that. And you have that freedom from apprehension, right? You have that freedom without you saying, but and this other, you have that freedom, you have that safety. So in order to have a good self-esteem, you must firstly the first thing you have to do, you must have self-confidence. The second thing you have to do is you must have that feeling of security. Know that you trust yourself, you know what you are doing, and you are protected. So if anything happen, I will be able to defend myself. If I'm able to talk to the president today, I'm able to say this and this, I'm able to position myself, I'm able to do something that just in case someone say, you should have the feeling of security. If you don't have the feeling of security, you will never want to take or stand. You will never want to talk to someone in public. You don't have that feeling of security. You don't feel safe. I feel safe. I trust myself. So I mean, it's kind of weird to have self confidence and you don't have the feeling of security. So another thing again you have to do is you have to know your identity. You have to know your identity. Your identity is the fact of being who or what a person or thing is. Your identity is accepting yourself for who you are. I am someone who is blind, and I know this is my identity. I am blind, but I can do this. I can do this. I'm proud of myself. This is how you know your identity. So if in order to build up your self-esteem, regardless of disability, you are able to have that self-confidence, you are able to have that feeling of security, you know your identity. There's no way you can build up your self-esteem if you don't know your identity. You will always fall off track. You don't know your identity. One day you are this person, the next day you are another. So it's funny to someone who is watching you, because like the person will be like, where is your self-esteem? You don't have self-esteem, so you feel like, no, that only rich people going to that party. Why should you say that to yourself? Even if you are poor, does that means you shouldn't go somewhere that bigger people are going, or somewhere that people who have money shouldn't go? No. So because you don't know your identity, the fact that I don't have money, the fact that I don't have money to go to Continental University, or the fact that I don't have money to go to a private university, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't go to school, or that doesn't mean that I can work hard to go to Continental University. So if you know your identity, you know who you are. Your identity is too large. You know your strength, you know your weakness. So if you know your identity, I know my identity. I'm courage, I'm blind, because but I can go to this school because of certain reason. But I feel within myself that I can go to that school. I know who I am. I know the minute I take that entrance, I will do the entrance in, I will be given a scholarship. I know who I am. So now you start to push yourself, because when you know your identity, it gives you the strength. Even if you have your weakness, it give you the strength to understand your weakness and to work. So you have to know your identity. You also have to understand the sense of belonging. Sense of belonging. SENSE. Sense of belonging. This sense of belonging is centered around giving acceptance, attention, and support from member or group. So you gotta know your sense of belonging. You gotta know where you belong and where you don't belong. And this is why young people are going astray today, because I don't have money, and because I want to fit in society, because I want to fit in society. So if I'm in this fabulous girls group and I'm not accepted, I will still force myself. I'll force myself to do the big two things, share to measure. You gotta understand your sense of belonging. Your sense of belonging, you gotta work it out. Your sense of belonging is centered around giving acceptance, or attention and support from member of a group as well. So you have to understand your sense of belonging. Where do you belong? Do I belong in a school? Okay, I want to go Continental University, but I can pass the entrance. But I can maintain to pay my school fees. So this is my sense of belonging. My sense of belonging comes in. Should I send a letter to this minister asking him? Fine. And you send the letter, you push it, the minister decide to help you, you maintain your grade, you are being accepted, and you are being accepted, and you are being given support because you have chosen your sense of belonging. But instead you say, since I can go to this school and I really want to go there, let me just join this group, man. This group that we have to disguise ourselves. We naked ourselves, share our sunny, share our picture to people, and then I'll be accepted. With that, I can just maintain myself and just go to school. Since no way, I get no phone. You are not choosing your sense of belonging. Your sense, the people are not even accepting you. The first thing you pushing your way just because you want to have something back in return. That is not your sense of belonging. Your sense of belonging is always centered around being accepted, gaining acceptance, attention. This is how your sense of your sense of your sense of belonging works. So another thing is, other term when we talk about self-esteem, other term often use self-esteem, interchangeably way. Sometimes you hear, instead of people talking about using the word self-esteem, the person will say self-worth. What is self-worth? What is self-regard? What is self-respect? So when you are faced with these words, do not go contrary. It is the same self-esteem. They are vice versa. Let me just say that way. It is interchangeably because it is vice versa. So self-esteem, self-worth, self-regard, and self-respect are all in the same category. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you joining me live here in studio. I appreciate your effort. Keep on sharing our live stream, and I really want to say thank you to you. Skinny Lamanchu, thank you for following up. And all those who are watching, if you are a female, you are watching, I'm grateful to you for watching me live as we talk about important issues here on the Women Talk. So the next thing about self-esteem tends to be lowest in childhood and increases during adolescence. So yeah, this is it, right? If you are a child, you won't really have time for self-esteem as a child. But then when you reach to a stage where you are a teenager, or you at the adolescent age, you are being faced with self-esteem. Even as well as adulthood, you are being faced with self-esteem. So you have to understand that most of the time when you are a child, your self-esteem will be low. Yes. Always children always think one way. Children always think in the lowest form, right? Children don't really have they are, because they are not exposed to the world. Yes, let me say it that way, because they haven't seen things, they haven't been faced with trials, so they are not exposed to the world, so their self-esteem is kind of low. They are not seeing anything. All they assume is sometimes they just look down on themselves at that particular moment. But if you have reached an adolescent age, you have your self-esteem have to increase. And this is real. Your self-esteem has to increase because if you are or adults if you are in an adulthood, or you are a teenager, 13, 14, 15, 16, you start to go to school, you enter senior high, you will be faced with things. There will be time where you have to do certain things with your friends. There will be time where you have to speak to your classmates, you have to speak to the entire school. There'll be time where you have to have a relationship with people, so you have to build up your self-esteem. You have to build up your self-esteem, and eventually reaching a fairly stable and enduring level, you have to build up your self-esteem. So this makes self-esteem similar to the stability of personal traits over time. This makes self-esteem similar to personal traits, right? Over time. So with having a good and stable self-esteem, it help you. It is similar to your personality traits. Yes, it is similar to your personality traits. So another question will come: why self-esteem is important? Why is it I have to build up my self-esteem? Why self-esteem is so important? So self-esteem is important because it impacts your decision making. It impacts your decision making. Self-esteem impact your decision making. Anybody who don't have good self-esteem, that self-esteem is low, the first thing, if let me tell you, if you are in a group, maybe you in a church, you will be able to identify that person so soon, because the meaning again a person responsibility. The first thing the person will not even execute that responsibility. The person will try to shift. When you try to talk to them, put them on path, they will be like, anytime I do something here, everybody can just look down me. I know nothing. So in your group, they will not be able to function. You can make decision. You can make decision if you have a low self-esteem. So self-esteem is important because it helps you make good decisions. It help you make decisions. It help you in decision making process. What can you do? What is this? Like what I said first, I don't have money to go to Cosino University, but I have this. But I know I trust myself. I can maintain my GPA. I can get on a scholarship. Then you go, you apply. Sense of belonging. You apply. You go. You talk to someone to help you. They grant you the scholarship. You are able. That is a sound decision. Instead, if you don't have self-esteem because you seeing all your friends going to UMU, or because you seeing all your friends going to Cosino University, you want to be in a fight. The next thing you do, you'll be like, according to that, you make a decision. Why I say, do you want to go UMU? You Let me say UMU Quasington. Why I say you want to go Quasington? Why I say you want to go UMU? I want to go UMU because that school, the children get really dress. I won't go you because you know you are a state university now. I won't go UMU. I'll be changing my hair. These are things we say is of no sense. It doesn't make sense. So if someone who has low self-esteem is not even good at decision making, they doesn't make no sound decision. So if you are in a group, even in a workplace, you see people with low self-esteem, even if you try to put them on track. But what thing I know now, I try and other one in working, what they are just complaining about me, I'll just lead one, I'll just lead that one. These are people who don't have good self-esteem. They are now willing to accept. They are now willing to accept corrections. People who have low self-esteem, they are people who are not willing to even work on it. The first thing, so it's kind of hard because when you have self-esteem and you are not willing to work on it, you will not be able to make good decision. You'll not be able to make good decision. Your relationships, you'll not be able to make good decision. We are friendly with people. We are friendly with people. For example, take for example, you are friendly with someone who has a high someone who is rich, and then the person is inviting you for a party. Oh, come to my party. You my friend, but I also come to that party because when we get close and all our PP people that will be there, Ashimo, people with low self-esteem always think that way. They always look down on themselves. And self-esteem say no. If you have a good self-esteem, you should be able to know your value. You should be able to know your value, and you should be able to value yourself and perceive. You should have a perceived mindset about yourself. You should be able to say positive things about yourself. How do you value yourself? How do you perceive yourself? If you don't have, if you have a low self-esteem, how do you value yourself? So you see when you having a good self-esteem, it help you make good decisions. You make sound decision. I can't just say I'm suffering. I'm not gonna sleep with my boss just because I want to be promoted. That is a sound decision. But someone who has low self-esteem, I mean, what he complaining about me? I get to my way. So I'll just sleep with him and I just want there. People with low self-esteem always go on the contrary. They always go on the contrary. They always do the worst. So you see people with good with healthy self-esteem. Let me not say high. With healthy self-esteem or with balanced self-esteem, they are able to make good decisions in their relationship. Fine. Sometimes you may be married, you are married, and then there are certain decisions in the home your husband will bring to you, like, oh, I'm not going to be working for a certain time, but this is the money. No, I ain't able to manage money. Oh. The last thing give me money, I share you say small, you complain me, I ain't able to manage money, shall you give me money, I can eat it. People with low self-esteem, they always find excuses. They don't accept correction. They are not willing to learn. People with low self-esteem, that's who they are. People with low self-esteem. So you have to, even you in your relationship, you have to make sound decisions. There are certain decisions that you have to make. There are certain decisions. My husband is not working. He brought our money home. Let's start a business. Let me save this. Let's start a business. Let me get this. Let me do this. Let me have a backup plan. People with low self-esteem, people with balanced self-esteem make make good decisions, make sound decisions. That's what I'm talking about. So you have to be a good decision maker. That's one importance of self-esteem. It help you in decision making process that relates to your relationship, your your relationship, your emotional health. So like you see sometimes people with low self-esteem, quick to get they quick to get they quick to get angry, they quick to react. Yes. Because the minute you say something, they try to change it in another form, and then they, for example, you're saying that I noticed that everybody that come into this office is not signing in their book. So I'm encouraging everyone to sign their book. And especially you serving as one of the head manager here, Sarah. So Sarah, you need to make people that everything now. Everything y'all be on me. What's in my working to me? Everything y'all be on me. You don't even appreciate me. People with low self-esteem, they will never that emotional health. The minute you start to battle them, I didn't say anything wrong. I'm just saying because of your position, make people to do this. Oh, it gonna coach you know, in this thing outside taking it and I take it for years, emotional health. It won't straight they try to react. So self-esteem help you make it is important to have a good self-esteem because it help you make decisions in your relationship and that of your emotional health and overall your well-being even at your business area. They will say everybody should pay their money. I pay that money for you. If it's not sham, my man shall be laying and I already get money be neha all day they complaining even in your businesses. So you have to make sound decisions, and because you have to make sound decision, you have to understand that you have to have a good self-esteem. Self-esteem help you make sound decision in your relationship, your emotional health, and your well-being. Overall, your well-being. How you progress to another level is up to you to build up your self-esteem. And self-esteem also influences motivation as people with healthy positive view of themselves understand their potential and others, right? So when you have good self-esteem, right, it help you it help you influence motivation. Like it helps you change motivation. Sometimes, yeah, you have a good self-esteem and you want to buy a car, you have the money, but then you say to yourself, oh no, I can buy a car right now. Let me get a loan. So people with good self-esteem, they influences motivation. I'm motivated to get a car. I already need a car, but you try to waste situation, decision making. You try to waste situation. Then you try to influence the situation. No, me, I can manage without a car. But me building my house right now is important. So you see, it influences motivation. You are motivated to buy a car, but because a car is not really essential right now, you say to yourself, no, I can't buy a car right now. I'll just continue on my horse project when the car can wait. So when you having a good self-esteem, it influences motivation. There are people with good self-esteem. There are people who, when you friend away, they help you, they changes your mindset about certain things. There are people who are on drugs, but when they meet someone, and when you hear people saying, I will not be left out and peer pressure will not carry me. Oh yeah, that's true. People, there are people who have high self-esteem. And when you have high self-esteem, you try to understand that you're not just being manipulated by people thoughts. People sometimes people mindset about you. People thought about you will not even make sense. Once you know you believe in yourself, you know your sense of belonging, you know who you are, you know your identity, you know what you are able to do, what you are unable to do, then you can be able to impact someone, you can be able to influence someone. Your life alone can be a motivation to someone. Look at right here. Sometimes in the community, people say that you see your friend or mother or partner, she can pull my on here, she go say one day they cannot talk to nobody in your community. In your room where when you see her, she always ready to go. She never found her face. I mean, she built up her self-esteem. She said to herself, I'm gonna lie down everything for me to get to that place that I want to get. And because of that, I will stay strong to do this. And I believe in myself that with so and so time, I will be able to do this. Because she built up her self-esteem, that she has built up now can influence so much motivation. Can like a girl who's trying to backslide, in the community, her mom will be there, like, yeah, man, she not get nobody helping her, like, yeah, he will say, once you ask that girl, sending her perfume, you wear your mind palating, and you don't want one start sending her perfume, you better pay attention to your lesson. So now when I say these things to you, it kind of shape you in a position where you are able to make the right decision. So you see how self-esteem is. Self-esteem serve as a motivation too. So if you have a very good self-esteem, it speaks to others. It speaks to others. Let me tell you, you can enter a room that people will be criticizing you, people will be doing this, people will doing that. But once you have your a good self-esteem, you enter that room, you try to create a space for positivity. So my wife when you say, when I try to think how shall I not happen, you try to put things in order because of how you build up your self-esteem, you build your self-confidence, you build up your feeling of security, you build up your sense of belonging. So I mean, these are things that, yes, these are things that help. So you see how self-esteem is important. It also help you understand the potential you have. It help you understand the potential you have as a person. Your potential inspire someone. You understand your potential. You inspire to take on new challenges. You feel inspired, like someone will tell you, "I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you." Peter, Peter Lynn, I'm proud of you. You know why I'm proud of you? Because you are always willing to push yourself. You get that confidence. You strong. You can do anything. Anytime somebody call you on the side, you ready. You versatile. I'm proud of you. Then when I press it, it speaks on your behalf. Your self-esteem speaks about your potential you have and inspire you to take on new challenges. You'll be like, but yeah, I'm working in this place and the people say I'm versatile. I can work in both department, everything. Let me try to step up my game. Let me go to a school, get a paper, double up. Easy. It inspire you to challenge yourself more. So after that is being said, let me let you know that there are four key elements. There are four key characteristics of a healthy self-esteem. So I'm gonna be telling you about a healthy self-esteem first. So, like we said earlier, a healthy self-esteem is very essential. A healthy self-esteem is a self-esteem that is not high, that is not high, that is not low. It is a unique level balance self-esteem. So it is balanced. balance. It is not high, it is not low. So later on, I will tell you why you can have a high self-esteem, why you can have a low self-esteem. I think I said it, why you can have a low self-esteem. So I'm going to be telling you why you can have too high self-esteem. Your self-esteem can be too high, because sometimes when you have a very high self-esteem, you will not be able to accomplish anything. Yes. So that's the reason. So the key characteristics of healthy self-esteem: one, a firm understanding of your skills. You have to understand your skills. It's almost like your identity. You have to understand your skills. That's one key characteristics of healthy self-esteem. In order to have a healthy self-esteem, what is your skills? What do you do? I have skills. What is your skills? I can do this, I can do that. You have to understand this is what I can do. I can't go beyond. I can't go beyond, because if I go beyond, I'll be doing something else. So you have to understand your skill. The person have to understand one skill. Remember when we talk about self-esteem, self-esteem has to do with you. Self-esteem is, it has to do with you. It has to do with how you value and perceive yourself, how you value and see yourself. How do you value and see yourself? So that's the key aspect of self-esteem. So in order to have a healthy self-esteem, you have to firstly understand, of you have to have a firm understanding of one's skills. What is your skills? What is it that you can do? What is it that you can do? I have a skill. I can fix generator. That's your skill. Don't go to AC. Your skill is generator. That's your skill. You have your skill. Partly you have your skill, you can face phone. But mind you, they are selling, there are laptops. There are other gadgets that you cannot face. That's why you can face phone. So know your skills. In other words, I would say one of the other key characteristics of healthy self-esteem, you should also know your boundaries. There are boundaries you have to know. What you shouldn't do. So just understand this from this perspective, that to have a very healthy self-esteem, one of the characteristics is a firm understanding of one's skills. Understand your skill. What can you do? Because you won't be in a fast. All your friends are selling, people are selling different things, but because you won't be beat you, so you jump in hair business where you're not in. You jump inside. Know your identity. Know what you. Let me just say it this way. Know what you are able to do. Know what you are able to do. Know what you are unable to do. Understand who you are. If you have to have a healthy self-esteem, you gotta know your identity, know who you are. And don't live of people can say on Facebook, they get fake people. Yes, don't live fake for your real self. Don't look fake. Understand who you are, understand your skills. In order to have a healthy self-esteem, you have to understand your skills. What you can do. What are your skills? Your skills might not be as the same as another person's skills. So you have to understand your skills. Another thing is you have to know the ability to maintain healthy relationship with others as a result of having a healthy relationship with yourself. Let me tell you, you can have healthy relationship with yourself. You never have healthy relationship with others. I see people who can say, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. And I'm an introvert. And I just like to be by myself. Oh yeah, sometimes I say that. I always love to be by myself, yes. Sometimes I need time by myself. Know that nobody can live without another person. Everybody needs everybody. If before the show ends, keep this in your mind, or keep this on your mind. Think about it. Everybody needs everybody. Nobody is an island. Everybody needs everybody. So even that least person who you thinking is least, you need him. So yes, so you have to have a good relationship with yourself. You have to be friendly with yourself. There are some people who don't have time for themselves. They don't have time. They don't care. I don't care how you say it. They don't want to know. They get time for that. Say you tell them 100 times, do not go outside. Do not go out. Do not go and spend a whole day outside without you taking bath. You are a female. When you wake up in the morning, sunny, they say no. Do not go on a road. Do not go on the main street of the community you live in with just lapper on. Do not do that. There are some people who don't care. They don't have relationship with themselves. No healthy relationship. They'll go on a road like that. They'll tell you, make sure to take your medicine at this time, at this time. There are some people they don't know. You don't have no good relationship to yourself, about yourself. Let me ask this question: how many times do you stand before the mirror? How many times do you sit and talk to yourself? Do you have a relationship with yourself? Do you sometimes talk about your pains? Do you sometimes say certain things about yourself? So you need to do these things. in order to have a healthy self-esteem, you need to do these things. You need to have a good and healthy relationship with yourself. Let me tell you, it's just like you don't have a healthy relationship with yourself. Why? How will you have healthy relationship with others? That's the reason why when you are friends with someone who is into prostitution, when the person is a prostitute, all the person friends will be a prostitute because nothing they are showing the person. That's how it look like. So you have to have a healthy relationship with yourself. Know what you want. In order to have a healthy relationship, you have to understand yourself. Understand yourself, who you are. Why can you bring on the table with your friends? Why can you tell your friends? How can you motivate your friends? How can you change someone who is bad? So if you are someone who is peaceful, if you are someone who has built up your self-esteem that no matter what, I'm gonna be peaceful. I'm gonna be peaceful. I'm gonna strive for peace in everywhere I go. I'm gonna tell people, even if there's a difficulties, if that person feel they are too high, like the mountain, I'm gonna bring that person down. There are certain people who the characteristics they have, the self-esteem, they have built up self-esteem that no matter how tall you are, they express themselves to you. And they express themselves, they don't hold nothing in heart once they express themselves to you. So yes, if you are having a relationship with yourself, you know who you are. When you having relationship with people, you'll be able to maintain a healthy relationship. When there are conflict, you'll be able to speak up. When someone is lying about someone, you'll be able to speak up. So one of the characteristics of a healthy self-esteem is that you have to have the ability to maintain healthy relationship with yourself and others. There should always be a healthy relationship. Tonight, yet you can be friends with somebody every day. There's a chaos. No, mind you, there are people who are like that. But that is another topic for another time. Let's not dive to that point. There are other people who, no matter how hard you try, some of them just love confusion. But your self-esteem that you have, the person who you have built yourself to be, and your belief, your perspective about yourself, right, can help change that person as well. Yes, it can help change that person. So yes, so you also have in order to have a healthy self-esteem, you have to be realistic and appropriate with your personal expectation. You have to be a real person. Yes, you have to be real. You have to be able to see things as it is. You have to be able to speak about things as it is. You have to be appropriate. Be appropriate about your personal expectations. This is my expectation. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do this. Be straight. Yes. Be straight about your personal expectation. Be straight about your personal expectation. Be straight about your personal expectation. And the last thing, in order to have a healthy self-esteem, you have to understand one's needs and ability to express those needs. You have to understand your needs. What are your needs? Your needs are different from your wants. So what are your needs? What are some of the things you need? And when you understand your needs and your ability, you'll be able to express them. You'll be able to express your needs. I need this. I need this. I need this. I need water. I need water. If I don't have water in this house, the decision I'm gonna take will not be easy. I need water. You cannot sleep without water. Water is important. I need water. So you have to understand one's needs. What are your needs? You have to understand your own needs in order to have a healthy self-esteem. Because you see, if you understand your needs, you will be able to do a lot of things. You'll be able to work in line with them. Your ability to express those needs. When somebody comes to you and say, "What I say you want?" Or sorry, what I say you need. What I say you need. I know say what I need in left here. I even know what I need. I even know what I need rather. I know what I need. I even know what I need. That's how you reply. That's how you will reply. So you see, in order to have a very good healthy self-esteem, you have to understand that you you have to understand your needs and ability. So back to low self-esteem. You see, low self-esteem is a self-esteem that makes you feel less sure about your abilities. That's low self-esteem. It makes you not to believe in yourself. Remember, we just talked about healthy self-esteem. We're coming to low self-esteem. Low self-esteem makes you to look down on yourself. Yes. It makes you look down on yourself. on yourself. It makes you not to even say anything good about yourself. And Nancy me a poor. You go for a family meeting, but not they say you poor. But just because somebody in a family meeting who also just like you, who striving the same way you striving, because the person can push himself before the person go for a family meeting, the person on the nothing can be so able. When the person get on the floor, whether like ain't talking, speaking the dialect, the person will say what they have to say for them. But you now you get out for you to talk what you have to talk. Jai, you ready to talk? And I don't like this. The person say, "Oh, you shut up, me." Then you say, "Me, I will not be talking in front of meeting because because I get nothing now. The people that me say you get nothing. You're still not conclude. You get nothing. You have people who can always do that. There are people with low self-esteem. They feel less sure about themselves. They don't have no surety about themselves. They don't have no self-confidence. No confidence, nothing. Everything about them, they are less sure. Go to the market. I shall go to the market. Oh. I can go to the market. But everybody in the hall again go like me now because whole day I can be so new so that me you're just looking down. I mean the least person some everything about them they are less sure. They look down on themselves. And they doubt their decision making. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in themselves. They don't have no belief about themselves. So they may also not feel motivated to try anything. They may not feel motivated to try novel, to read novel, to build up themselves. Like I said, they always give excuses. People with low self-esteem, you get a responsibility, they will never execute that responsibility. You will come back, you ask them how being to it, and they say that when you talk to them, they'll say because they always give excuses. People with low self-esteem, they look down on themselves, they are not sure about themselves. People with low self-esteem, and they don't even they are not even willing to work on it. So having someone with low self-esteem is kind of very difficult to deal with in your homes, in your church, in your group, in an organization. People with low self-esteem, oh, it's bad, really, really bad. So another thing is that they don't believe they can reach our goals. They don't believe that they can reach our goals. So because you're always looking down on yourself, when were you ever speaking from the meeting? The person and you renting in a scene zero house. Let's take it for that. The person and you renting a scene zero house. The person make sure to go for a family meeting very soon. The person get that self confidence that me today. Anybody calls me, I will stay in that meeting. I will talk the thing I want to say that. You now you live in a single other person. You the person almost you're at the same level. Puru you go to the meeting, the person really talking, the poor listening, the poor course the person still talk the thing I want to. You puru you go stand on to go talk. You go turn on. Child, you start talking and post say, oh shit, say that me tired. Say that me tired. Then you get nothing to say. So you see, having low self-esteem is kind of bad. So we'll wrap this conversation is 30 minutes after 2. We are running in another show time, another event time here on Focal Online TV. So the next time we come back, I'm gonna be concluding on self-esteem. Remember this month of July is just basically an intro of all of our pending situation that as it relates to us females. So when we get the first week in August is the first week in August, we're gonna be having guests in studio. They're gonna be talking about they're gonna be talking about contraceptives. Gonna be talking about family planning. Why is it we should use contraceptives? You're gonna be hearing it from the biblical background. We're gonna have a face conversation about this. We're gonna be talking about issues and I'm going to be asking questions. People are going to give that input. So we stop here for the day. Remember to always build your self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you value or you perceive yourself. The question is, how do you see yourself? So thank you for watching. I am your host on the Focal Women Talk here every Wednesday. Happy pre-Independence Day to all of my Liberians, ladies, women. Happy pre-Independence Day. I love you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. To all of my viewers, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. This show is open to sponsorship. If you see our work, you want us to even do more, we are open to sponsorship. You can help in whatever way that we will be able to bring changes in our environment, in our life. as females. So thank you ever so much. Remember, next week we will conclude on self-esteem with another interesting conversation. Thank you so much. I love you. This is the Women Talk on Focal Online TV. Thank you so much for watching.